Hey freaks, we're back with another NES Tips today. We're going to check out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as requested by Still Gaming, Shmuppet, Cracked 8-Ball, and 251 Mario on the Play the NES forums. The first thing you'll want to know is that each character has their own strengths and weaknesses. The most noticeable is the length of each of their weapons. Donatello has the longest reach, followed by Leo, Mikey, and Raphael. Each of them inflicts different damage too, it seems. Amazingly, Donatello does a lot of damage, so he ends up being the main character you'll probably use. He has problems hitting enemies while ducking though. On the flip side, Raphael can be ideal if you're in that position and need to inflict more damage. Before we get started, it's also worth mentioning that the lower your turtle's health is, the more damage they'll do to the enemies. Enough of this, let's hit the game!
Well, I guess anything's worth a try, no matter how weird.
In the overworld portions, be careful not to get rolled over by the vehicles, because this will cause you to lose a turtle immediately. You can attack the Foot Clan soldiers with your weapon, so at least we have that going for us. Also, you don't have to go into every building or sewer to get through the level successfully. Since the enemies in this game are what make it so challenging, we'll focus on them. Smaller enemies don't take much, just a single hit. Approach Foot Clan soldiers slowly so you can destroy any ninja star they throw at you in the process of getting close enough to them. Using Donatello on Bebop will give you an advantage besides just length. You can also attack him from behind, so keep that in mind. Most enemies on level 1 are fairly simple, so just watch what one does and attack accordingly. At Rocksteady, you can destroy his bullets. Get in some hits and keep in mind you can attack from behind, which can help defend against bullets. If you need to, jump in the upper right with Don and aim down. Area 2's overhead scene is pretty short. You'll enter the dam and work your way to the top to get to the other side of the dam. All of this to get rid of some bombs that are planted in the water. You'll encounter enemies that fly and bounce around. These baddies are easiest to get rid of in the air with your upwards attack. You'll have a couple of mini bosses of course, and always keep your eyes open for pizza. In the water, simply float over each bomb to deactivate it. Watch out for the electric beams that turn on and off. You can get pretty close to them though, which can help at water spots with a current. Your biggest foe is electric seaweed. Just take your time going through it, and if you have to switch turtles to avoid losing one, do it. Stay away from seaweed that you can get tangled in, and get to the end as quickly as possible. This level is maze-ish, so you might have to play it more than once before you navigate it correctly. When you get home, the turtle lair has been ransacked. Shredder announces that he has taken Splinter, and you have to get him back. Well, let's save Splinter. Level 3 is the largest one yet. Luckily, you have the turtle wagon to assist you. And we'll need it because there are barricades blocking the path at many spots. Guess we'll need some anti-Foot Clan missiles. Oh, of course we'll have some steamrollers to deal with too. You can actually glitch them off the screen by hopping out of your van. This doesn't work for all of them, but experiment to find out which ones do. Back to the missiles, you can find some in the first building you encounter right after the walk over gap hole. While we're here, look for strings of enemies that can be destroyed in one full swoop. When you find a building like this, it's time to start prepping for the ending part of the game. Work on through the level and get the Kiai scroll. It's a good idea to give it to someone you hardly ever use, because if they die, you'll lose the scrolls. You can also find some rope around here and a full pizza. Collect all of that, then jump in the water. Keep doing this loop over and over until you have tons of scrolls and full life. You'll happen across a long stretch of sewer with what seem to be tough jumps with enemies in the way. Leo is best on this part. Make sure to use small jumps to get across so you don't fall in the water. The current from these sewers is too much even for a turtle to swim in. If you wait long enough, when you see one of these knights, they'll walk off to their own doom. If you haven't figured it out by now, when you see a pizza near an entrance or exit, it's the opportune time to get all of your turtle's health maxed out. When you reach the karate boss Mecha Turtle, you can make pretty quick work of him with Kiai scrolls. You should hopefully have plenty, so don't be afraid to use them. Stage 4 is the largest in the game. It's set up in maze fashion actually. I'll leave it to you to figure out how to get through it, because that's half the satisfaction of completing this level. Try everything. If you didn't grab the ropes in level 3, don't worry too much, you'll find some in this area. The Rat King looking enemies can be defeated by walking just to the side where their jump will land, then attack. Take your time through this whole stage and destroy any little enemies you see. This will keep you more safe in the long run. Be careful with the fire, one wrong step and you'll lose that turtle. It's a good thing that the spikes are more forgiving than that. At the shutting spike walls, move your turtle to the holes and stop. Don't hold over for too long or else you will walk over the gap. At the giant Mauser, swing up with Donatello to hit his mouth while it's open. A nice glitch is here too. Go to the character select screen and come back while his mouth is open. And you can hit him repeatedly. Your objective in Area 5 is to find the Technodrome. To do that, you'll have to search 3 different underground caverns. There are a couple of buildings you can search for power-ups, however, so don't get discouraged. Why would you be discouraged? Well, the Technodrome is in one of those caverns, but it's random. So if you don't find it in the first or second you try, you at least know it's in the third. Game face, freaks! You'll encounter enemies unique to this level. Sometimes you can get them, to off themselves. Other times, you may have to encounter them head on, but it isn't anything that can't be accomplished with some practice. When you finally locate the Technodrome, you'll have to fight it. Use your Kiai scrolls to get rid of the parts that attack you. After that, pop him in his Joe eyeball to finish him off. Area 6, no overworld, so no map, but new enemies. Turrets can be destroyed pretty easily. If they're a distance from you, you can lure their shots, then shoot them. It's easiest to use your scrolls in cramped areas, but Donatello can take care of it also. Be sure he has enough energy though, in case of slipping up a bit. The seahorses are formidable foes as well. But, just like the hallways, use Dawn or the scrolls. Keep toothpicks in your sockets and you might find a Mr. Invincible icon. This is a great pickup and it'll help get you through a pretty tough room easily. When you get to the hallway of doom, use your scrolls to attack the floating machines. When a rocket pack enemy shows up, stand still, duck, and don't move forward until he disappears from the screen. Keep doing this over and over to easily pass this pain of a level. Shredder couldn't be easier. Nail him with the scrolls to witness the end of the game. That's all for now. 2 notes for you. There are places to find captured turtles. See if you can find those. Also, see if you can figure out how to transfer boomerangs from one turtle to the next. Later on, freaks.